Hello everyone, my name is Anya and today I'll be talking about the movie we picked for our assignment, which is Hidden Figures. And Hidden Figures basically tells us a story of three African American women, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, who made incredible contributions to NASA during the 1960s. So this film shows how they overcome racism and gender discrimination to achieve success, highlighting the challenges to their time and the power of resilience. It's a story about breaking barriers and inspiring for a change. I'm going to be talking about the Edward Hall's high context and low context communication. So basically, Edward Hall's theory explains two types of communication. Low context, where communication is clear and direct, like how NASA requires precision and structure. And for high context, communication relies more on unspoken understandings and nonverbal cues. In the movie Hidden Figures, the woman balances both styles. At NASA, they communicated directly to meet expectations, but in their personal lives, they use high context cues to lead and connect with others. This ability to adapt helped them break barriers and succeeded. At NASA, communication was all about being clear and precise, but in their personal lives, unspoken understanding played a big role. Women like Catherine and Mary had to master both. They stayed calm, they read the room, and they understood unspoken dynamics around them. Balancing these styles helped them break barriers and achieve incredible things. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jiang Shan. This is my part. I will share with you the Hofstede's control dimension theory. Power distance refers to the danger to which social members are kept power inequality. In a social environment, power is usually concentrated in the hand of a few leaders, and ordinary people rarely change authority. In the film Hidden Figures, the concept of power distance is embodied through the barriers of three African-American women, Carrie Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson. The characters in the film live in such a hierarchical society and face the dangerous pressures of gender and race. However, despite their difficult circumstances, character Dorothy and Mary continued to change power. Their courage and resilience underscore the importance of encourage and individual rights.
Alright, so uncertainty avoidance is a concept developed by Geert Hofstede from the 1980 book Culture's Consequences. This concept implies that, there are ranges on how society and the individual's civilizations deal with uncertainty. Because most people, everyone has an instinct, and their instinct is being uncomfortable with the idea and the feeling of the unknown, of uncertainty, of what they don't know, of ambiguity. So therefore they are always on instinct, uncomfortable with people that are different to them. Cultures, for example, that are different to them. Genders, races, and so on. Now, some might deal with it in a different way than others, but most people deal with it by avoiding them. Hence, uncertainty avoidance, the concept. How do they deal and cope with uncertainty? They avoid them. So, for example, from the scene in the movie Hidden Figures, where Catherine was assigned to the team of engineers responsible for the calculations of John Glenn's spaceflight mission. As Catherine joined tried to join the team, the meeting. She came, greeted them. The engineer said to Catherine, the bathroom's down the hall. What does that say? That says a lot. The tone, the way he delivered the line, the way the other engineers reacted to it. It says the fact that they're trying to avoid Catherine. They're trying to dismiss her. Even with her skills, her ideas, they try to dismiss her skills, her ideas, everything about her. Because she's different. She's a black woman going to a team of white male in a time where diversity isn't that common to people. Therefore, there are a lot of in-groups, what you call in-groups and out-groups. In-group is the concept of people considered as the members of the majority. People treated nicely, positively by the others because they're the same. They have the same culture, maybe different background, but same culture. Overall, they're similar. Now, outgroup is the concept of having the minority, people considered as the minority, where they are excluded from the majority. They are considered as the outliers, the outsiders, because they're different from the majority. So Catherine here is considered as the outgroup, while the white male engineers, the other engineers are the in-group. So because Catherine is different from the others, so they try to dismiss her, they try to avoid her. So that is the argument of uncertainty avoidance in group versus out group from the movie Hidden Figures. Thank you.
In Hidden Figure, cultural intelligence is exemplified through the journey of Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Byrne, and Mary Jackson as they overcome racial and gender discrimination at NASA. Katherine Johnson shows skill by leveraging her mathematical brilliance to gain respect in a male-dominated, segregated environment, adapting to challenge while maintaining professionalism. Dorothy Byrne demonstrated skills through leadership, teaching programming, and creating a supportive space for women to grow, fostering empowerment and teamwork. Mary Jackson's determination to become an engineer despite systemic barriers illustrates how skill is essential not only for career success but also for challenging entities system. Together, these women embody how skill promotes inclusivity, break cultural barriers, and drives personal and collective growth.
For this slide, I'm going to be talking about the arguments for Edwards Hall high and low context communication theory. So this movie shows how the protagonist adapts to NASA's low contact environment, which relies heavily on explicit rule-based and data-driven communication. Katherine Johnson, for instance, might justify her calculations with precision to overcome discrimination in her rigid system. Meanwhile, Dorothy and Mary Jackson demonstrates high-contact strategies using nonverbal cues, shared understanding, and subtle actions to navigate challenges. By blending these communication styles, the women overcome racial and gender barriers, showcasing reliance and adaptability in demanding professional environment. Their journey highlights the power of strategy communication in tackling inequality.
Hidden Figures use face theory to illustrate how characters maintain their self-esteem and social status amidst racial and gender discrimination. The film highlights how politicals can damage a character's faith, forcing them to prove themselves and rebuild their professional image. For instance, Kirsten used a black-only toilet in the workplace, a symbol of social debasement for black women. Mary faced large obstacles in her energy application, straining her identity as an Asian woman. Despite these challenges, the characters maintain and rebuild their professional image through achievements. Kirsten gains recognition for her mathematical excellence. Mary takes larger action to enter an engineering course, and Kirsten forces her struggles, preserving her dignity and gaining respect. Understanding faith tendencies is diverse social interactions is crucial for addressing their issues.
In the film, Kathleen not only has to work in a male-dominated environment, but also has to endure racial injustice and unequal opportunities at work. One of the most prominent of the is racial discrimination. At her job, she was forced to use black toilets and was not even given the opportunity to speak in formal meetings, which clearly showed the stereotype of her as a black woman in such as an environment. So she also worked harder than her white colleagues to prove herself at work, and finally broke through the recognition and respect of her colleagues when numbers obstacles and show the profound impact of the racial prejudice. The film Hidden Figures is not only a tribute to the three women, but also a profound elevation of her to individuals' professional and social skills in self-produced after all appears to work of all genders and race.
In this slide, I'm going to be talking about the summary of Hidden Figures. So this film tells a true story of three African women, which is Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, who made crucial contributions to NASA during the 1960s. They worked in a segregated division at NASA where they faced racism and gender discrimination. Despite these challenges, Katherine's math skill led her to work on John Glenn's space mission. Dorothy became a leader with IBM, and Mary fought for the chance to become NASA's first black female engineer. Their hard work perseverance helped NASA succeed, and their achievements paved the way for future generations, showing that overcoming adversity can lead to incredible progress.